Hi everyone, my name is Timothy and welcome to another one of DataTill's webinars. Today we're going to be discussing backups, the importance of them and the variations of backups you can do. What I shall be doing as well during this webinar is I will physically be showing you how a backup would look successful on your own server, how the backup should look when you FTP to a offsite server, and how to check if your backups are working and how to set up notifications for them. So we do have 3 guides available. I'm going to show them to you now. I will not be going through them as I'm going to be talking about them in general, but just so you can see. We do have the bulk automatic backup guide. You can go through this at your own leisure and read about the backups. We have the short guide about SFTP. We have the short guide about LFTP. I will be updating the guide shortly, but I'll be showing that to you in this webinar. And we have the normal FTP backups as well. So firstly, let's start by heading over to backups. So on your site, go to System, Setup, System Settings, and System Backups. And let's just wait here for a moment. Let's talk about the importance of backups. So anything can go wrong with your DataTill. Power outages, a fire, theft. So for us to be able to help you to the best of our ability, a backup is the best solution. What this means is if something does go wrong, we would be able to reinstall your DataTill and reload your backups to the most recent state information. So let's do the first thing, the backup settings. Obviously, you would like to have backups enabled. This would be normally set to FTP, and you have a automatic backup time, 3 a.m. This means every morning at 3 a.m. your server will automatically back up itself, which is very beneficial. But let us get to this backup working location is the location on your own DataTill server where the backups will be stored to before they get transferred to an offsite server. Now, take note of the pretty little red cross here. I'm now going to show you how to fix this. Basically what this means is the system is not finding a folder to back up to. It is not finding /home/backup. So let's go about creating it. So I have logged into my own server here. I am already in the home directory, which will be there by default, but let us make a backup folder. So you would go make directory and you would name it backup as an example. Enter. As you can see, there's now a backup file or folder, but it doesn't have the correct permissions yet. So what we would do is we would give it the correct permissions, 777 being able to read and write and remove. As you can see now, that is the correct backup file folder you would need on your own local DataTill server. As we head back here and we refresh, you will see it is green now. This means that DataTill can now find the correct directory. This is very important, otherwise your backups will fail. Let us get to the next step, the FTP part. So, standard FTP, file transfer protocol. You've got the advanced secure file transfer protocol, and you have Linux LFTP client, which is the new one we have added. As you can see there, FTP, native FTP, SFTP, which is secure FTP via SSH, and the Linux LFTP client. Now, I have gone over FTP and SFTP beforehand. We will not be going over those. Currently, we will be going over the LFTP, as this will help a lot of clients who are having issues backing up to their offsite server. Please do take note how I am constantly saying offsite. It is highly advised not to back up to your own server and leave it there. Offsite is best because it gives you the safety net of something that's happening to your office or your server, that you have an offsite backup which can be restored. So we've selected LFTP. As you can see, there's the IP address or the domain of the backup server I am backing up to. As you can see, it pings it 18 milliseconds. If you are unable to ping the server, then you've done obviously something wrong, meaning along the lines of the IP is incorrect, the spelling is incorrect, or you don't have access to that FTP server for reasons as if maybe it doesn't exist, maybe you've got a firewall, or you've got NATing on your routers. By default, LFTP and 1. We will get to LFTP advanced mode shortly. That is the added thing that is not in the... Once again, you've got FTP mode, active and passive, server username, which is your logins, and the password, unfortunately, which I cannot show to you. Most importantly, you have a FTP server folder. This also needs to exist on your FTP server. I will not be showing you how to create this one as it has already been created, and it's going to cause some problems busy working on a live server that we use for our backups. So first thing is first, you've done all of this. You would go, if anything was missing or if anything was correct, it would throw you out a warning message and say to you something's not right, something's wrong, and so forth and so forth. Your next thing that you have to do is test your FTP settings. And here's the first thing you will encounter. This is only going to be applicable to using LFTP. As you can see, it is asking you to please install the following command, apt-get install LFTP. So let's go ahead and do that. The reason for this is because LFTP is not installed on your DataTill server by default. So we will head over to our server and we will install LFTP. As you can see, it's going to do this and that and this and that. And there it's fine. Ooh, spelling is amazing. Apologies. If we now head back to this and we test settings again, you will see that it now verifies the connection, obviously, as this is the correct IP and this is the correct port, and my username and password is correct. And we have installed LFTP on the server. As you can see here, it makes different folders: Friday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Tuesday. Now, let us have a look at the backup server first. As you can see, if I have a look inside here, there are all our days. So what DataTill does is, it'll back up every 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 2 a.m., but 3 a.m. being the default, in the corresponding day. So it'll do a Monday backup, Tuesday backup, and so forth. This is to have at least one backup of each day that we could fall back to if something would go wrong. Meaning, if something would break in Monday afternoon, we would have Monday morning's backup. Unfortunately, this does mean you would lose the work you've done from the morning's backup up until then, but at least you don't lose all of your data. So we will be working in Thursday today. So let's head over there. And as you can see, there is nothing in here currently. So let's start with the first process of the backup. Once all of this is done and you're happy and you can see, you will simply go backup. And as you can see, there it starts backing up. Notice it's backing up to home backups. So let's head over there and have a look what it's doing. Once again, this is now on my own server, which would be your DataTill server. So firstly, let's head over into our folder that we've just created and have a look inside. As you can see, there are now backups being generated. 8 minutes past 4 on November 1st. And progressively, as you refresh, you will see them grow and change. As we head back here, they have now all been completed. They've all been compressed correctly. And as you can see, it's busy copying files via FTP, and it is complete. So now, if we head over to the backup server, which previously saw you was empty, you will see there are the backups. These are the backups we would use to restore your DataTill if something would go wrong. Remember now, this being an off-site backup, as to prevent data from being damaged once again if your actual server was damaged to fire or electricity or theft, or if anything else happens to it. You have your off-site backup. You will have your on-site backup as well, but if something goes wrong, you would then lose those. Now, while we're busy here, let's have a look at the nifty little feature we have now enabled as well with LFTP. We have added LFTP advanced mode. The FTP providers, be it a certain company, your own, require a few different tweaks every now and then. So when you enable LFTP advanced mode, you will see the following pop up. Now, some of you may know what this is, some of you may not. So what we've done is we've gone and provided you a page explaining how it works as well. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time going on this because it's quite a long list, and it'll be best for those having issues to obviously go through this, address it, and see what's going on. We'll have a look at some of them just to get an understanding. Let's have a look here. For example, here's one that I know will affect a few clients. You can set the SSL to check hostname yes or to no. So for some hosting providers, they would want the SSL hostname to be checked, but we wouldn't do that as it's not necessary. So you can then force the yes or force a no to then fix the error. Simply, you would take that command and add it over here. As you can see, we have set FTP passive mode to yes, check the hostname to no, and verify the path to no. Once again, this will be different for each user that might experience issues, but we have added these. Same thing goes, you would then leave LFTP advanced mode on. You would go test FTP settings. And there we go, it verifies again. So let's have a look at a few other things quickly. Firstly, let's have a look at the 3 AM backup. So to make sure this is working, if you don't receive your backups, make sure your time there is correct. Obviously, you can see the crons for me here, okay, but maybe you have a warning message or a check message. You would then simply open this, and these are obviously all your data.